Hong Kong, an old town they had their hands upon. 300 BC, that's when it started on. Visited by pirates just like a sailing marathon, the hottest on the map since the golden age of Babylon. 1600s, valuable goods they want to sell them, but the government refused and foreigners couldn't get them. Officials that had prices so better cut the sales tax, people had to sell in other places finding trade paths. A century later, making trades with Britain for China's porcelain and tea. If they were only in China, only want silver and return if they can handle, but the trade was unfair to the British, it dismantled. The trade was secretly overrun, the UK instead gave them opium. Goes on for 58 more years, so it was extended, but created an opium epidemic. 1839, China was mad by it all. They came up with an idea to burn what's left, they thought. After that they decided to destroy British ships, but the empire was stronger, so what happened next was this. A war went and followed two phases of its kind. Opium Wars in 1839, the wars were finished in 1860. So the treaty was signed and both nations agreed. The British won, and so they invaded Hong Kong and other parts that was situated. So the long-term play, they took it away. For 99 years, Hong Kong was under Britain's sway. 1898 for the city's new occasion, and was now with British occupation. The 1900s might be a better time, it seems that anything can happen by any other means. 1941, the Japanese was taken over, had Hong Kong for 3 years, yeah, that's some closure. 1946, the Civil War broke China in half and made people move to Hong Kong, that's a fact. They had to change up the city that was growing, as the British still had the lease that's ongoing. And it turns out they only have 30 more years before the lease is over and British rule disappears. Now let me break it down because there's more to it. Corruption fell in lifespan, grew some more again. Equal pay for genders for the city did begin. Western culture in the place, now that's a new origin. Take one small step to 1997. Hong Kong now back to China's repossession. But before it was done, a new lease was now known for 50 years from country to systems, China zone. The purpose was for Hong Kong to have its own government, only since the two parties were just very different. But over the years, China's abuse in the lease made Hong Kong follow their rules. No more peace. In 2014, a movement conveyed. They used umbrellas to block the lease's pepper spray. 100,000 protesters gathered on the streets. Protests and arrests happened on repeat. The people wanted more, needed independence, but by the end of the year they felt so repentant. In 2019 and 20, more protests came along. They continued fighting for their rights inside of Hong Kong. Now the region was ruled like its own, you see, meaning it has more of a limited autonomy. Today, Hong Kong has one of the lowest tax bills, but the 50-year lease is active still.